Do look at you. Look at you, man. We get better every single week. Something goes
Mm,
down really good over here on Teague's Take, and that's JT always up in his game. He studies a lot. I think he plays a lot. I think I like to have his job. Um, Not this part behind the board. Just have enough time freedom to be able to play around on the computer and figure out everything. It seems like a pretty good job to have.
it's fun.
But yeah, and it's going to be a fun night. So thank you all to everyone who is already in here early and wanting to get it on with us tonight because we got a good show set up. So we're going to talk about a few things. I got to ask JT a little bit about uh, just some data stuff with LSU first. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to hit his one random thought last week, so maybe I'll be able to throw that in early as well. We'll see if he allows me to do that. I do want to ask him about these college rankings too to see if he think they came out well, if we got it right. Uh, it's all subjective and all that. It's a little different, but let's talk about that a little bit too. Hit a quick break, pay a couple bills like that, and then get into this film. We got a lot of film to show you guys on this LSU game. A huge game is coming up. Maybe put someone out. Who knows? But needless to say, because we got so much, I'd like to go ahead and get this thing started, JT. Let's do this thing right now, man. Teague's Take. Hey, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please, if you hadn't done that, go ahead and tweet out, get all your social medias, let people know that we're here live on Teague's Take right now because we got an action packed one for you, as we said just a moment ago. Thank you for being here and joining this chat. We had a lot of stuff going on X asking me about just things that people want to know about football. So it's really cool to be able to hear that. Before we get started, though, I need to give you guys my run out because something was on my mind a little bit because it seems like in the world of sports, all kind of stuff is going on. So give me 2 minutes, and I want to kind of tell you why it's not easy being me because it ain't easy being me. And I'm a former football player, and I get to hear fans crucifying players all the time about their play on the field. And it's hard as a player to hear non athletes tell you or me how to play a sport when these people don't have any experiences on actually what we do. So no, it ain't easy being me. I'm a coach. I hear every Joe Blow who's never coached past their kids' kindergarten T-ball team. They all know exactly the right call at the right time in every football game that comes on TV. Yeah, I'm an NFL analyst, former NFL player, former coach who listens to other media members as well who may have never played or never coached. Some of them never even attend practices, right? But they have all the answers to what a coach and a player should have done in every situation. To me, it's kind of absurd. Man, listen, I know how to tape an ankle, but do you really think that I should be going to call in to every trainers convention and tell them how they suck because they taped an ankle too tight and they lost the game? I don't know if JT's ever had his ankles kind of cut up back on the Achilles when the tape is too tight, but I know how to grill a burger. But do you really think I'm going to call Mike Pittman over at Meat Church and scold him when I don't like the seasoning that he puts on certain type of roast that he does? Oh man, it ain't easy being me. So you tell us players to stay in our lane. Just dribble the ball, play football, stay out of other things that we aren't professionals at. Well, how about giving us the same courtesy sometimes? Stay in your lane. You have no experiences at the game. Please don't try to coach me. I ask you to learn from me, learn from my mistakes and my successes. I promise you, it will make us all understand the game better and we'll have better relationships. That's Teague's Take. I need to go ahead and bring in. I was about to say bring out. I don't know. What is it? Bring him out, bring him out, bring him out. Let me bring in JT, the one who knows it all and does this stuff, man. I'm sorry I had to rant a little bit there, JT. It's not normally like that, but I just kind of get tired of, people sometimes that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Um, so I'm not going to ask you to jump in on that unless you just feel a need to. But, it's hard when you're a coach, player, and you've done it, you know. Um, on all levels, meaning same thing. You've played, you've coached, you get to hear parents, you get to hear people, you get all the criticism that just sometimes it's unwarranted because they don't know exactly what's happening at practice or in the film room and things of that
Hmm.
nature, right? So, am I out of line? That's all I need to know because I didn't tell you what I was talking about. Am I way out of line? I mean, shoot me straight,
No, I mean, I don't want to call no parents out, but there's been uh, plenty of times, that, and it's even more funny because it's sometimes it's players' parents whose uh, kid doesn't even play defense
Mm,
come to me and say, well, I think we should be doing XYZ. Um, we need to help these guys out more, or how come we're not running this, or we should be doing that. And it's like, I give them the same answer all the time. It's like, yeah, well, we can do that, but then you have to understand the consequences of doing that. You wanna double with the corner. We got five receivers out here, and we got five DBs, and you want to double somebody,
yeah, put that linebacker, that defensive end on that super fast
right?
running back.
Is that
Yeah,
is that really? Well, I just think we need to help out our guys a little bit more. I said, yeah, yeah, but there's some guys that need to be helped more than others, and there's no silver bullet for anything, right?
nope.
So
How about get your kid to an extra trainer? Maybe he get a little bit faster, a little bit better, and we won't have to give him no help. But anyway, so speaking of that, you
the
have people.
wildest thing. Speaking of that, this is just a little tangential. Wildest thing. At the beginning of the season, one of our players asked. He said, "Hey, coach, how can I get faster?"
Mm,
And
okay.
I said, because our head track coach is on our staff, right? And he happened to be standing right next to me when that question was asked. And I said, "Hey, coach, did he run track? Did he run track this year?"
You
No,
said
he
it,
didn't
bro.
come to no practice. And I said, "Well, in order to get faster, you need to run. That's what you need to do."
You set him up. You
No,
set
he
him
set
up.
himself up. How are you gonna ask me how to get faster when the head track coach is standing right here, and
And
then
he's a
he's
good
gonna
one.
tell me that you didn't go. All right,
Yeah.
well, no,
And he's a
don't
good
come to
one.
me about that then.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Rich Rage, by the way. Thank you for being in. Rich is a Teakster. Always interacted with me on X. I do appreciate that more than you know, and he's always asking great questions and different things, and I appreciate it very much. Okay, but before we get into a little bit of football, I need to ask JT about this because I was supposed to ask him last week, but I want to ask you right now because you got people who jump on the bandwagon, and I'm just all kind of confused on what the heck this actually means about jumping on the bandwagon. Anything I know, I'm simple. Bandwagon has something to do with, I don't know, putting band members on a wagon and rolling around. So how did this become a term of?
Okay. Well, when you had brought this up, I guess this is probably about 2 weeks ago now. Of course, I had to go look it up. Um,
You
funnily
didn't
enough,
you didn't know right off the top of your
no, I
head? What
didn't
is it?
know, and I hope I still remember. I do remember one thing though. It ain't have nothing to do with a band. Um, P.T. Barnum, the circus.
Yeah.
He coined the term bandwagon. Um, they had these carriages that they take stuff on, and one of them, or a couple of them, were called um, bandwagons. Fast forward, um, they really what it sounds like they were describing, they were floats,
Okay.
like in a
Like
parade.
homecoming floats or something like that.
Yeah, like Mardi Gras parades, right? You
Okay.
got these big old floats, and that would. it would drum up entertainment for people to come see the circus. They ride these through town and use it as kind of like advertising to get people to come out to the circus. So in the 1800s, politicians thought it's a great idea to get people hype about my campaign. We're going to start making bandwagons, and politicians would get on these bandwagons and they would ride through town holding these rallies.
Oh, my head just blew up. We had to bring
So
this back to politics too.
jumping on the bandwagon was originally termed for people going to the politician's rally, which you never thought that was going to be coming the day after election day, huh?
No, I did not.
And they would literally jump on the bandwagon and go and do these rallies with politicians. So that became jumping on the bandwagon, as in getting with the hype. And that term is stuck through. Obviously, they don't do bandwagons anymore, but there you go.
Oh, all right. Well, there we go. Y'all just been educated on jumping on the bandwagon, and don't jump off this Alabama bandwagon. All right. Okay. So JT, let's talk about these rankings because it came out. I'm gonna look at my phone here and try to get this because Alabama's
I'm gonna
sitting at
put it in the
11.
chat because I also did something while I was hanging out. So let's see if hopefully the bot will just there it is. Boom, Nightbot, right there in the chat.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so Alabama about right. Let's just start with that. Do you think 11? I feel like it's about right. I don't think it should be too high. I don't think we're too much lower than that. I think it's in the right spot to where you can, this makes this game very critical because if you lose another one, but just
Yeah, I mean, they're basically you have a playoff game this week. I think it's about right. Maybe at the top you kind of maybe you switch some teams around and
I was about to say. So what are you looking at? Do you thinking maybe someone's not looking right, or should be higher, or maybe lower? You can give me one or two that you think that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't just kind of looking at it. At least this top 13. That's all Nightbot would let me put in here. I ran out of characters.
Yeah, that's good enough.
But I would say I'm cool with this. I'm
Okay.
good with this.
So how do you feel about Miami? I just want to say that they're 9-0. Yeah, they played some tight games and all this kind of stuff, but should they be higher? Or is their schedule been too weak?
I don't know that they have any signature wins yet. I think that's kind of what it boils down to. They're 9-0, but Ohio State has that win over Penn State. Georgia's got the win over Texas. They've been tested a little bit more.
So do we got a problem?
The O to me has an asterisk for Miami anyway because they lost to Virginia Tech. The scoreboard didn't say that, but they lost. We all watched it. We saw it. They lost that game.
Well, what about the other teams? I'm just going to say I'm playing devil's advocate. Someone like a BYU or whoever it is that's still down there with 8-0, and they say, well, I don't know if our schedule's any.
Yeah, well, I mean, just win the conference, and then it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you win the conference, you get the bye. Like being the nice thing about this is you can not be in the top 4 and get the bye anyway. Right? So if you're Penn State and you beat Oregon, maybe you don't. I mean, in this case, you probably do jump into the top 4 because you're only at 6. But maybe I'll use a better one. If you're Indiana and you get into the Big Ten championship game and you beat Oregon to do so, and Oregon drops to 4 and you jump up to 5, you still get the bye anyway. And Oregon doesn't. They have to play the extra game. So
I guess we never really thought about that. Well, they really rank them that way. I guess it doesn't really matter how they rank them. Are they going to reseed?
they don't.
If you were number 5, but you're not.
No, they're not going to
you win the
reseed like
conference?
the NFL does. How you get through wild card weekend and then the 1 seed is going to draw the lowest, or I guess you get to choose or whatever. No, they won't. They won't do that.
Okay. What's Bama standard saying?
He says we're not streaming on his channel. Uh, my my little lights say that we are, so um,
Okay.
I don't know that I can fix that right now though.
We'll troubleshoot on that, and we'll apologize for all the Bama Standard folks who I guess they can't hear me if they're not streaming. But yes, sir, run the table, and we do appreciate you too because you're loyal and faithful to us. Thank you very much. We love people who keep coming back um, and doing things with us. Okay, so while JT's looking at that, and we're just looking at these rankings, I think it fell pretty well. I mean, I feel like Alabama still has a very good chance of getting the playoffs. So I think it's all predicated on this. Not all, but
Just win your games and you're in. That's kind
yeah,
of what it just comes
kind of
down
win
to there.
this because if you can get to, the question mark is, can you be something in three? Can you afford to lose any? Will a win versus Georgia and versus LSU and maybe losing in the SEC championship? Will it be strong enough to still keep you in the top 12 if you got three losses? Um, I think it'll all play out well, just because we in the SEC for sure keep beating everybody. So I think there's going to be more two-loss teams before it's all over, said and done. Um, so it's going to be really interesting, on how that looks. But I don't know. That's me. Any other last words on the rankings before we move on and start talking about LSU a little bit?
No.
Okay. Well, good deal. Then let's talk a little bit about LSU. Uh, because I did take a little bit extra time and kind of look. And one thing that I noticed in this past game, or this past PAST game, was that, man, they threw the ball a lot. Um, and it seems like that's their strength anyway, that because of their quarterback, Garrett
Nussmeyer.
Nussmeyer, that he's pretty strong, man. He's seventh in passing in the country right now. He's got 2,600 yards passing, 20 TDs, 9 interceptions. I feel like that, 143 passer rating. I think he's he's is what's going to make this go around. When we get into the film, we'll start talk about some of the other players. They got some pretty good tackles. Will Campbell is one, Emory Jones is the other, but they sometimes they seem a little inconsistent to me. If there were any LSU fans, they probably would think I'm trying to be a homer and all this kind of stuff. But I think they're really good players. They just tend to be better pass blockers as well than they are run blockers. Okay, I think their run game is super simple, but we'll let you guys decide that when you show that. Couple key things also on their defense. LSU defense. They give up about 128 yards rushing. That's I don't know if that's a lot, JT, in college, considering Alabama gives up 144 yards rushing. Uh, so people look at us and say, hey, we can't stop the run. We're ranked up there. Last year, people in the chat and listeners to this on a recorded show, Alabama gave up 125 yards rushing last year on average per game. We're at 144 now. Maybe we need to pump the brakes on us. Are we really that bad against the run, or not? Okay. LSU gives up a lot of passing, 247 yards passing. I feel like we're going to have to throw the ball on them a little bit. They're not ranked very good when it comes yards per game. Ranked 86th. Uh, you know, where on the other hand, we're ranked a little bit higher. 27th, we give up 193 yards passing. So I think this is going to come down who can throw the ball better. All right. You got any initial thoughts?
Yeah, well,
On this one?
I didn't realize that they threw the ball 68% of the time against A&M. Um, I didn't I didn't get to watch that game, but going back through it and seeing 26% run was a little shocking to me.
Broke our
That's
thing of being 60-40, didn't it?
yeah. I mean, because you look at 68 and you're like, oh, okay, 68 is not that. But then like the 26 is kind of glaring that you don't have there just weren't very many runs in that game, and I wonder, maybe I can real quick see.
If the Florida game dictated on what they were
Well,
trying to
no,
do.
I was looking at that, but I just want to know, like, what was the total number of runs? Period. 21. 21 to 54. So they threw the ball 54 times,
It's a lot.
which is, yeah.
And I wonder if that's scary to us, well, the way we're talking about our secondary, and can we hold up or get enough pressure? Because he doesn't run the ball, meaning the quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback
I mean,
is not running right.
he'll roll out, maybe extend the play, but he's not really looking to just take off down the field that much. But we'll show some. I think we got some plays on there where you can show him getting on the move and hitting some.
Well, we got 30
down
clips,
the field.
29 clips,
Hey, we got a lot of clips, y'all. We got a lot of clips,
which
y'all.
also means we already know we're gonna get the probably gonna go ahead and get that copyright notice if we're gonna show 29 plays.
Hey, man, that's why we need y'all support. We do appreciate y'all because we've said it once before. When you do this and people are saying, "Oh man, they got this tape and this film," so every week when we repost it, a little later, someone says, "Hey, are y'all supposed to be doing this?" So y'all need to know y'all are at the right place, right time, with the right people, and we got stuff that people don't have, and we're willing to make the sacrifice for that, and maybe not receive all the financial benefits that we're supposed to.
You mean all? You mean any?
Yeah, that's right. So your support, you guys' support, is always helpful with that because we know you guys want to see it, and most people will probably opt out of not showing it because it cuts into your funds. But we're gonna keep going. So any of those little super chats or any other things that you give us are always great and appreciated. Before we get into a break, before we actually get into this film, because we're going to need a lot of time to get through all this film, I do need to point out that they grade very well, particularly on defense too. I know we were talking about how bad they could be, but they actually play pretty well. JT, one of the things that I noticed is they like to blitz. At least one of their safeties. Both of their safeties are pretty good. They're big, both 200 plus pounds. But Zy Alexander, man, this guy grades out at like almost a 90, 87.2, I think, if you look at it on there. He covers very well. 88.5 is what PFF has him graded at. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good people on their football team, and there are some on offense. So when I was talking about their tackles, Will Campbell had like an 80 in the pass block. Not so much well in the run block. And their other guard, the left guard right next to him, Garrett Bellinger.
He is out, by the way.
Yes. So remind me when we show this film, I have his backup on there who actually played. His name is Paul Ubunga. And I apologize in advance on this, but if they play him at left guard, I know exactly who we're going to attack with any type of blitzes or something like that because he struggles. Now he's young; he's a redshirt freshman. He's big, but technically he's not like these other guys. So we'll be able to show you that here in a little bit. Okay, so. Any other thing you need to say before we take this quick commercial break? Pay some of these bills that we need to pay anyway, and get into this film.
Nope, did it.
Okay, give us 90 seconds. We'll be right back. George Teague here, formerly of the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Dallas Cowboys. So let me ask you a question. Are you an athlete or a coach looking to boost your online visibility? Well, you've got to check out On3. Their personalized web pages amplify the total you on and off the field. Whether you want to grow your visibility, build your brand, or simply show the world who you truly are, On3 is here for you. They showcase the complete person, celebrating your passions, perseverance, and the pursuit of excellence beyond sports. These web pages are the ultimate digital hub to elevate your brand and highlight your journey. So head on over to www.on3.io/microsites and get started with On3 today.
Oops. There we go.
Okay.
One more. Tide in Texas is the North Texas chapter of the University of Alabama National Alumni Association, and their mission is to promote the university in North Texas and raise money for their 10 endowed scholarships. They accomplish their mission through hosting Bama athletic watch parties, philanthropic and social events, and their next social event is this Sunday, November 10th at Blackfriar, which, if you haven't noticed, right, other hand, this one right here, another sponsor of ours. You just saw an ad roll for them. November 10th, they're going to have the chili cook-off. It'll have chili, live music, and cold beer, which if you go to the LSU bar, since I learned that Cajuns don't have a problem with drinking hot beer, that might be a little bit of a difference. So to find out more about that you can find them on Instagram at Tide, the letter N, Texas, for more info. And they also have a Christmas party Friday, December 10th, downtown Dallas at the Tower Club. Tickets and more information at tideintexas.com.
That's December 6th for the Christmas party. Make sure we get that right. So November 10th, this weekend, chili cook-off December 6th, downtown Dallas. Man, you guys got to come support. Help these kids get to the university. Give them an opportunity to get a great education from our school. Okay, so thank you to all our sponsors for that and allowing us to do what we're going to get ready to do now. And that's get into this film because we got a lot to be able to show you. All right, so let me see. First play should be a pass,
Yep.
I
Getting
believe.
ready.
Yeah, we can go. We can get it. So I really just kind of want to show you, him throwing some intermediate passes. Nothing fancy. It doesn't seem like they're complicated. Well, hold on. Okay. I don't think
Let me
I'm
make
gonna
sure I'm on the
do
playlist. Nope, I'm not on the playlist. Here we go.
it. All right, here we go.
My bad. Again, just we was just about to watch the game.
Well, we're about to do what we did last time. I think we got about 40 plays in and decided, oh shit, we're just watching the whole game. So they're pretty good up front. This is a run. I think this is the
There you go.
yeah,
That's
we're
your
getting
highlight
down. So
now.
this is the backup. So I'm a little bit out of order here now. I'll catch up on where my notes are. But this one is the backup that we're talking about. I highlighted this because if you just watch him, again, it's one play out of a lot. But this one, he actually tries to go up to double to make the block, and it's okay with the chip, but he's just a tad bit late. I think he gave a little bit, too much on that. But the running back, JT, did you know this guy right here, the running back, Josh Williams? He went to the Kincaid School in
Houston
Houston.
Kincaid.
Yeah, Houston Kincaid. I didn't know that. He's 5'9", 210. He's a graduate student. Does well. He doesn't have a whole lot of rushing yards. Got like 62 carries, 241 yards. Okay. So let me
We got
get back
another
on.
run here.
Okay. Another run. So we're probably all right. So this is the big left tackle. It's really good. This guy's huge, man. 6'6". I got 323 pounds. Um, so sometimes he's really good with his hands, and sometimes he isn't. This one right here, I just wanted you to be able to see this because he's kind of getting straight armed a little bit back, but you can tell his strength that he has, and I think they actually have a chip that comes over to um, to help him as well. Yeah, so you got to be able to set the edge on this guy, so he kind of gets pushed back into the back. When we're talking about stretch plays, if you run it back a little bit, JT, the angles for the tackle, he's on the line. You're really trying to avoid getting driven back because it's supposed to be an outside run, and the running back has to cut up a whole lot earlier than, or I guess that's a jet sweep guy, I think. Now he ends up making good. He got good vision and making plays. Um, we just got to be conscious of what's happening out there on the edge. Okay. All right.
Right tackle number 50.
Number 50, Emory Jones. Uh, Again, he is. I just want you to watch how he uses his hands. Oh, good lord! This is the. Hey man. Hey man, you better get ready to play because he's just trying to hip toss
Yeah.
this dude.
They threw him all the way across the line. I
Yeah,
mean, that's definition get kicked out the club, right? Move.
yeah. So now imagine this being a rivalry game. So Rich asked me about. Just pause it. Asked me about the uh, playing in Death Valley and what difference does it make when you have. Does it really make that much of a difference with the crowd noise? Playing at night. What really makes the difference? So JT and I did kind of talk about this a little bit when we were talking about Tennessee because it showed the camera that we're shaking
Mm-hmm.
really hard and loud. You're going to have the same kind of effect here. Now, what the differences is, and I thought this was a great question because you're saying what can it be different by stadium? I'm going to say yes, right? Because of perhaps the way that the stadium is built or framed to keep in the noise. Obviously, when it's in a dome, it seems to be a little bit louder than normal just because you got a roof over the top of you. But, to me, when you have stadiums that go more up, right, you still trap some of the noise from people going, or as opposed to lower bowls that are kind of flat and round. So it makes a whole lot different here. Nowadays, JT, back when I played, you didn't have a lot of music being played. I think the difference in the games now is that they play music almost all the way up to the snap. You're loud and they're still playing music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm not sure if that should be legal or
Well,
not.
usually it's not because they usually tell you that. Well, I don't know if they do it anymore. Um, but they used to tell you that like the band couldn't play. Like once they broke the huddle, the band had to quit.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's not even a band. It's
I
the
know. That's what I'm saying.
it's the music on these new stadiums where it's just they're cranking it and everybody's yelling and everyone's kind of looking just like I mean it's norm, it's okay, but every time I hear it, I'm just like, man, when are they gonna cut the music off so you can at least try to make just have the crowd noise, but now you got the crowd noise plus amplified music, so it gets a whole lot more deafening. So when you play like this, you better believe this is going to be playoff atmosphere too. It is going to be loud when we're on defense for sure. Um, just
Offense.
because, or sorry, when we're on offense because they gotta, uh, you know, try to give them advantage as much as possible. Okay, so we'll keep trucking. I think this is the same play. Let me hip toss to do. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Another run.
just watch him. I don't need to talk about it. You can share something or whatever. He just
Yeah, no, that's no good. I mean, I
so
guess at the end of the day, it doesn't. It kind of doesn't matter because I mean it's just inside zone, so the crease is front side this time. But
you just don't want that happening too much. So if he's going to play, the only reason I put this in here is just this whole tush push kind of thing kind of made it down to the.
yeah, well, I think one of them they didn't even make it.
No, um, this is. I like the formation. We just have to be alert for it. If you're going to run a quarterback sneak, there has to be a play action off of this thing. I mean, but look at that right tackle, right tight end. Somebody he get blasted. Um, you know, uh, we're just gonna have to be physical up there because those are some big dudes. They're gonna try to get on your legs. Um, just gotta play some physical ball. That's the only reason I had it in there, just so you know if you see it, they call it touchdown. Okay, uh, he's a tight end, and it's Tradez Green, tight end, 6'7", 245 pounds. This big dude is just you got to get there. So we got to be quick and fast. What I like is the way that these guys are reading linemen on the other side of the ball. So if we can be quick off the snap, we might be able to get in the
Just
backfield
run it
and
down. Yep.
create some havoc. If you look on the front side, it wasn't that bad. It just didn't have much, on the backside of the play with the tight end on the defensive end. Okay, this Tennessee, I'm sorry, LSU on defense. On defense. So we were talking about them giving up pass yards. You may want to talk. I don't know if this is true. Cover three. I know we like seam routes. The corner is supposed to over. I,
Yeah,
I don't
this
know.
this is to me
Safety's
this
on
is
the
a
other
true
hash.
roll three,
Yeah,
right?
he's late.
It's yeah, you're gonna have this is the same thing that I don't know, be fussing at my safeties all the time. It's like, look, you got to not necessarily to the middle of the field. Like, yeah, that's the typical landmark. Is like, yeah, you want to be on the goalpost, but really, you're saying I have to be able to cover both of these guys.
On the verticals.
Yeah, so if they both go vertical, I have to be in a spot to where I can cover this guy and that guy. But then the next thing with that is you gotta really know who is most dangerous though.
Yeah, get over there by this fast guy.
And this is why I tell my
Turn the high.
safeties if you got a tight end down here, you can probably get to 7 yards. You don't need to be at 10 because he's a tight end. If they thought he was going to run by you, then they would put him out here like this, and maybe that's probably the guy you need to worry about first. And this is into the boundary, right? So he's got to kind of come to you a little bit. Um, so you can't. He's taking too long. He's flat footed. He's doing his read steps. I'm not sure why he's read stepping this long.
They're not
Balls
even
the
play
ball's
action.
up. There's no run action. Um, I mean you look at
All the hats are high. Linemen are dropping back.
right, and
Pass.
I think I haven't been saying this. Maybe it'll finally catch on somewhere, but um, I don't teach our DBs to read linemen anymore because maybe at this level you actually get like good hat reads, but if it's a pass, this is what's going to happen. The quarterback is going to take the ball and put it straight up to his chin right now. So we need to be moving right now.
Yep. And I think he got lucky that they actually held the ball as long as you did. Because if he
Mm-hmm.
throws it right about 20 yards earlier, that guy still might be running, you know. But okay. Uh, the defensive play is short yardage.
Yep, second and
And
one.
yeah, so they do a pretty good job up front. What I like what they do, JT, what LSU does is they play on the line of scrimmage a lot. They're very good with going lateral. So if you're trying to do different things, they're actually pretty good at that.
Just
And
building that wall and saying, "Hey,
yeah,
look, you're find somewhere else to go."
they are, but they don't disengage very well, in my opinion. So that they have their initial stymie, and then they kind of get out of whack, and you get guys in the second level and third level running past the holes. So you have explosive plays like this, where you're out the gate for 28 yards. Um, so initially it's all good, but then no one gets off. And the backer at the on the right side of the screen, he gets hooked. I guess he's watching the flasher. That eye candy
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think
gets him,
so.
make him
I
go
think that's
left.
what's getting him is this guy, and I think he's one who's like, okay, do I need to be here, even though this guy's running across over here?
Yeah. So he needs to be on the other side. He
Yeah,
needs to be on
he
the other
probably
side of
needs to
this
be
guard.
here.
He does need to be there. So if he
He's coming in here, and that's fine. But the crease ends up being
game of inches, gap control. Most of us tend to try to play gap control, and you got to be in the right spot. And if you're just a tad bit late, one of these big guys get their hands on you, it's it's trouble, and you get stuff like this. And this is probably why, you know, um, they do give up some big plays, but they are again typically they're playing fairly well. They give up more pass yards than they do running yards. Okay.
another
Uh,
pass over here, full cover down. You got 3 over 2, so this is something that you like pre snap at least, probably.
they do, but they're playing off.
Oh
You
well,
got a
then yep.
blitzer. Jada Milrow is going to have to be really good at seeing hot route, and the guy's way off. Get it to him right now.
So much grass.
Yep, give it to him right now. Let him get what he can get. First down with the sticks. So simple play, but it's quarterback recognition and seeing, hey, I got to get rid of the ball. So if they want to play off, kind of is what it is. All right, LSU on defense again. I kind of moved the guy around from being, head up the center to other things. It's
Yeah,
kind of
now I guess they're kind of in an odd front now, ish.
yeah.
We actually call this Okie. Um, well, no, this might be a mint front. He's probably a 4I 0. There's your 2, and he's an outside linebacker because you got a wing here.
hmm What did the seeker say? Oh, I can see his regular watcher. I can't. Oh, I guess I can make my screen a little bigger.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate your breakdowns. This is a long time Bama fan.
Oh yes, sir. Appreciate it. Roll tide, baby. Okay, so we'll let it go. Man, look at this stunt they try to run in here with this guy. 4I, he goes way down inside. They're running, I guess, a twist something, but I really wanted everyone to see this because who runs this play all the time?
Oh well, there's a better one that I pulled that we'll get to at the end.
Good lord. I just feel like I don't know. It just Jada Milrow might have some opportunities to get loose again. I'm really curious to see how they use him in the running game again, and if the Boer is actually gonna force him to run a little bit more. I don't know. All right, condensed formations. Guys jumping on the wrong side of the blocks again. I gave him a lot of
Yeah,
credit for
it's
reading it,
all
but
fast flow, and you going this way. That's no good. You're not
mm-mm,
helping. Not
mm-mm.
helping.
That's not a significant loss, but you do got a lot of guys flowing over there to the ball, to get there. Now, maybe if you can you get to the wide copy of that one?
Yeah.
Just want him to
Uh,
see that he really could have took this to the house. He gets tripped up by the backside defensive end. I think it is. I don't know if you can highlight, circle him. I'm pretty sure there's the
you
guy
talking
on the
about this guy
edge.
back here?
No,
Oh, I was about to say, ain't
I'm
no
sorry.
way.
Tackle. Um, he actually shoestrings this guy because I think he gets up the sideline if he doesn't run around his block, change his angle. Oh no, it's a different dude. Who is it? It's
Front
front
side
side,
in.
but he just barely. If that guy
Running right
loops
down the
him,
line, though. That's what you want. You want him to run straight down the line.
all he does is get just a tad bit of shoestring because everybody else is blocked, and he's probably going to get up sideline. Um, but again, like I said, they don't run the ball that great. Um, but if you ain't hustling and taking the right angles, it could be a problem. All right, they're back on defense again. I wanted you to see this because we're always talking about pullers and how they do. JT, they box.
Mm-hmm.
What you got? What are we saying by box? Everybody again is they're
Yeah. So
containing.
when you're getting this puller, there are kind of two ways to deal with this, right? You can set the edge and what we call box it, turn everything up inside, or you can spill it, which would mean getting underneath the puller and making the ball bounce this way. So I always like to think of um, imagine this is the table, right? And you have spilled milk. If you want to spill a run play, you want it to go off the edge of the table, off this way. Um, they are a box team, which I disagree with, but that's fine. That's fine. Even though there have been papers written about how spilling is superior, but it's fine.
Yep.
We got there's actual data out there.
And the linebacker boxes too, the second puller. So the guard comes first, they box it. I don't know if that's a tight end. He boxes number
Yeah, it looks like
84.
GY
Yep.
GY
Uh,
counter.
boom, boom. And there's nothing going on there. But you can see more physical play again. You see him tussling, fighting out there. It's going to get heated. That's for sure. Okay. Still on their defense.
Yeah, more
They only
cover
rushed
three.
three, drop eight. Still, they just got seams and a lot of. I mean, they could run
Oh, he
digs.
missed one
They could
here.
run. Man,
He missed this dude. It's probably not the read. It's 2nd and 4, so you don't have to take the home run shot, but
yeah, he's kind of
probably
staring
look.
down over here at
I
this.
think he's looking here first. I think he probably likes this matchup, but they dropped 8, so that throw's not there.
There's a lot of space. If this guy is told to stay over the quarterback, because I'm looking at their free safety again. Maybe he's not supposed to go to the middle of the field. Maybe he's just.
I think he's just reading eyes. Like he's get the whole shoulder turn, and then he's starting to move.
Yeah, but I mean, golly, he could hit that other dude. And I'm sure this is how they're watching the film. So it's closer to the goal line. You start getting down the red zone, teams start to change a little bit, and you really just kind of, you want to try to figure out what they're going to do. They're loading up the box. There's a lot of people in there. So I really showed this. When they stop the guy, first of all, it shows that the DBs are going to get in on the tackle. Our guy in this play, he pulling that thing and going around the
Mm-hmm.
edge. If that guy, so you got to play a little bit of cat and mouse. If we look similar, what does that cornerback do? If he's going down there, pull it. If he stays out to get you, give it. You know, try to make everybody right. All right, another
Got
defensive
a
play.
front shift.
Yeah, let's split D. So you get six going on. This is when you're standing two guys up. Are they all coming? Are they not? They end up dropping two off,
That's pretty
but
good
they
right
actually get
there.
some. That's really good, isn't it? The safeties are running out there. It's pretty good disguise.
Yeah, I mean, and they just picked it up right at the sticks. Like there's nowhere to. And you got a corner blitz. Like watch out, homie.
And he gets there. I think he actually makes the. We're always talking about it. They never get there, um, but he
Yeah, I
does.
mean that's truly a coverage sack, right? Because like if this is quick game, it's all hitches. So really, he shouldn't get there, but they do such a good job of actually dropping to a man and sitting at the sticks. That's where the time comes from to get the rest of this.
Yes. So anytime we see the corner blitzes, and they did it multiple times, particularly to the short side, as you always will get it. But this is another one where you can get confused, or a quarterback can get confused. and just start to figure out, okay, how do I get out
Yeah,
of here?
you end up throwing one, and that's how you end up throwing one right to a linebacker.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, another pass. There's a lot of pass that we could be showing uh, on this, but if you don't, if you aren't sure tacklers, which we've had some problems with, we didn't really do that last week. We were very good with our tackling and rallying to the ball, but if you miss any of these guys, say, bro, we're always talking. He doesn't take it to the house, but
Yeah, but it goes for 77. Might as well have.
yeah. So, I mean, that this
Oh, he did take it to the house. There
I
it
did
goes.
take it to the house. Yeah. So that's you don't want those. Those are energy killers, momentum shifters.
Yeah, you want the stadium to get loud again? Miss the tackle.
It's a 10-yard route. It's that deep. I guess that he threw it. Okay, another one. I don't know how much motion they did. They did some motion, but it wasn't really that much. I think they had a little bit of tendencies when they were motion in. It seemed like they were running the ball, but we didn't have enough data to really be conclusive. It could have just been something for this game. You know, when they were going left to right versus right to left, I did look at all the motions and tried to see if I can pick up something. And a lot of times they were running the ball, on the motions inwards. Oh, oh yeah, run away from folks. I think we just saw this play against the Cowboys. They went for a touchdown. I don't want to talk about our Cowboys, but I mean, you
Yeah,
guys.
and he just didn't have enough time to find this one because if he did, my goodness.
No, but he still ends up getting a almost 40-yard play, just checking
Mm-hmm.
it down.
Missed the tackle.
And the guy's getting out of here is where you can't miss. Can't miss. Particularly if you're trying to bring some heat or some pressure. So responsibilities are going to be big time key. All right. You can see all the explosive plays have really been coming off
What
of.
is happening? What are we doing?
Hey, man. This is when. Okay. So let's talk about it real fast. They put in a new rule. Is it college or just in the
Yeah.
pros? They put in a new rule about the fake injuries. So this happened in the pros, and that guy that was running off just kind of fell down and said, my hamstring hurt. So they stopped the play. So now they've implemented a rule in the NFL that teams are going to get fined or something for guys that do this but fall because they realize they're not going to make
Well, I don't know if it's an NCAA rule, but I know the SEC basically said that we're gonna ask you for the diagnosis of the injury, and
or he can go back in.
the first two times you're gonna be publicly shamed. I was like, really? That's what we're doing? We're just gonna don't do that anymore on social media, and then
Oh
it's not
no, it
until the
wasn't.
third
It
time.
wasn't college. I think it was Oregon that did it. I think it happened in the Oregon Ohio State game. I don't know. I'm getting it all mixed up, but I think it did happen in college, and I think that's how it ended up. That they were just telling the coaches over there screaming, get down," you know, you're hurt. Um, but I don't know. I guess we got to figure out how to do something on D if they're going fast. Okay, so
And I don't even know where
and
this dude's going. Like they only have 11. He's running off. That's gonna leave
yeah,
him with 10.
it's communication man, problem. But he kind of forced this one in there. I mean, if the safety goes in front, it should. I don't know. I think you're kind of mad at this on defense if you're going. Really, you're in the
Yeah.
middle third player and you can't get hash to hash. It's kind of what we're saying. Are you late or not?
Yeah, well, I mean, you ideally you want to be coming downhill on this, not running to catch it, right?
Yes.
So
So I'm sure he was trying to throw that deeper and over the top because assuming this is. I don't know what this is because the corner at the bottom is kind of playing man. He's facing the guy. I think both corners take no.
Maybe it's one. Maybe
Was-
it's one robber. Maybe he's supposed to be robbing under here. He's in the middle. Or he's just man because it's only a 3-man route.
Yeah, well, they don't even rush. I mean, they're rushing. I don't know. They're all confused from the
Oh yeah,
beginning.
well, because this guy's supposed to be in the pass rush, and he's he's out here by the numbers. So,
Hey, here's a
I,
flat. Well, you're supposed
hey,
to take a
hey, at
shot.
least he at
That's
least he
good.
put a hand on somebody. He said,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
grab him. Hey, let me stop. Anyway, it works.
Oh man,
Okay.
we still got a lot more plays to go here.
Yep. He's on the roll. That's Rich's one you want to see him. He's not looking to try to escape to run. He's looking to try to get down the field. That's
Yep, throws a
pretty good
dart.
throw. Yeah, that's pretty good. So stick to your man. Is what we're saying. Kind of late right there. Oh look, another pass. Okay,
Yeah, and then the look. I
this
hate
is how
rub.
you run
I
the rub,
hate
right?
rub routes and pick routes. But if you're gonna do it, this is the way to do it. This right here. That's beautiful because he never actually touches him.
No, he doesn't. So he can't throw the flag
That's
at all. But he gets in the
that's
way just
beautiful.
enough to really get his vision because it looked like he was just gonna smash him.
Mm-hmm.
He just got him just enough to.
That's great.
Pretty good. That's really good if you're trying to figure out how to do it. So first down, first and goal. Okay. Uh,
3rd and 1. We're going sprint out and
I
delayed
dare
out.
to ask everybody what. Yeah, when we're talking about stretch with this, the old, we call it roll arrow curl. It's just 3rd and 1. Probably a man corner or safety has to decide whether or not he's going to go over the top or underneath, and it's people. Wow, why are we so far off? Check out this stuff we got going on
Yeah.
here. Jeez.
Anybody old enough to remember teams running the wing T?
I am.
Well, I got to play one this week. Thanks, John Griffin.
Mhm. Okay, so you get a little bit of motion, but these old sneaky little guys. It's a pass, not a run. What you doing with your eyes? I'm sure he's man to man on that tight end, but he is
Mm-hmm.
looking in the backfield.
That's the oh shit.
Yep, exactly what it is. So there you have it. Gotta make sure you got your eyes in the right place because you're looking power eye. But oh well. So we're gonna have to be sound again because he likes to throw the ball. Okay. Motion in the empty. Sail route is not it's incomplete, I believe. Um, but we've had some struggles and some troubles with covering slots on these
Mm-hmm.
routes. We just haven't been fast enough. Um, you just got to keep forcing the guy to the sideline and try to make him throw it out here where he can't get it. So uh, hopefully we're ready for those because I'm pretty sure we'll continue to get some of those. But we played that a lot better last week as well. I like the improvements that we've had um, as well. Okay, we're down here. These guys are jumping again. It's a stunt. I think he's supposed to take this charge to go inside the defensive tackle on the left of the screen. But it's vulnerable when we're saying I have to keep going back of you know when you have your opportunity to hit those gaps, you got to be able to get it. You got to have really good vision as the back to be able to see this thing open up and get up in there.
Yep. Get skinny.
Yes, because that ain't very much room. Look like it's a big hole, but it really isn't. But again, those guys are playing on line of scrimmage, being pretty physical. Second level guys are just not where they need to be, in my opinion. But still, they're not giving up very many running yards. So I don't want to take that away from them. Okay, check this one. We were just talking about getting skinny. Again, my thoughts. If it looks like they're playing pretty good technique. I love what 93 is doing over here, trying to stay in his gap. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Their guy, but
Is this duo? You get two double teams and then
yeah,
up to the backer.
40. Look at 40. Look at their linebacker. Go back. He's wrong. I don't even have to know what's going on.
Yeah,
He's
where's he going?
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
He's wrong.
here.
So
Here. Let him take
yeah,
care of that and we're good.
and these are the mistakes we're going to need to have because if he's over there, that it's a dead play.
Yeah,
Right.
especially since this dude is on his hands and knees.
Yes, it might be a tackle for a loss, but since he isn't, he's off and down the running. So which one of these defenses are we going to get? Meaning that are they going to be in their gap or are they not going to be in their gap? Because this is quarterback again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another I mean this is veer option, right? This is something that Alabama definitely has in their playbook.
Hmm.
So I'm looking here, but if I remember this play correctly, he's doing a better job of actually trusting his lineman. So instead of just
That
taking this right here, he's
that
actually following the guard and hits it this way.
mhm.
Pretty good.
Good too. It's really good. You know, uh, we could be off to the races like this. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to see what the game plan is. Do they try to not force the run, but
And I want to say this is the same play. So this is 3rd and 4. It's not the same play. It's similar. This
he's
is
reading?
zone. This is a read option now instead of there's no pullers.
Yeah, because he could throw it to the guy out there. But I like how he hits it up straight. He doesn't.
Yeah, and I like how long he had the mesh too, just holding it, and then literally at the last second pulls it back and runs at the ref.
Because that guy gets downhill. This is our Michigan play that we didn't run very well last year. I don't know, man. I don't know where we're gonna run. I feel like we should be able to run or put up more rushing yards than most teams have against them.
So I put this on here. Uh, 2 reasons. Really, just the formation.
We love some imbalance, don't we?
Yep. And we always talk about
Yes.
that guy has just made himself ineligible. Do not cover him. He cannot go out for a route. He used to be eligible over here, and then he moved over here, and now he's not eligible. So he's not going out for a pass. I mean, all those things, but we just have to know that this is not quads. It's
Correct.
trips. It's quads because the back is over here. But if we're looking at this guy for some kind of pass route and we're covering him, we're doing it wrong.
I love the route. It's kind of similar to what we said Alabama does. He kind of sets this guy up. He kind of stutters like he's going to block him for this
Yep.
bubble route and just kind of leaks past. And
Nope. You missed the tackle.
please don't let us miss tackles on these guys. Guy's pretty accurate.
Okay, so I put this one on here because this is for the viewer at home. We want to armchair quarterback just a little bit. I know we're on a little bit of delay, so I'm gonna give the chat the option to answer the question, but I'm probably gonna end up answering it before I actually see the chats roll up on the screen. But given that it's a pass, and I'll run this back here just so you can kind of see what I'm looking at right now. So I pause it right here. Where do you think this ball is going to be thrown to? Like where do you think this ball is going, chat? I'll pause about 10 seconds to get some answers on what part of the field or what receiver do you think that this ball is being thrown to right away? Because it's a pre-snap read,
Yep.
super easy.
It's a couple things, but and while we buy some time for the chat to be able to catch up, I would say because it's 1st and 10, so I'm giving another scenario because we know it's pass, okay? But these are also things that you're looking at where you are saying, okay, if that guy vacates like he is, you also could be telling your running quarterback, run the doggone ball because there was only 4 guys in the box and
Mm-hmm.
there's 5 blockers up there. So you should have somebody also to help you lead up on one of those safeties. So it does become, that chess match of run or pass based upon this. So
So
JT, nobody wants to talk to you about it because they don't want to be wrong.
so if you said middle of the field, you would be correct. And I want you, and I think the wide or the end zone copy uh, is even better. Like Nussmeyer already knows, like I'm throwing the ball right here, right here,
You know,
and he actually has his choice.
let the ref catch it.
He actually has his choice of receiver. But I really want to turn this around and say, um, from a safety's perspective, now it's like, okay, so this guy goes out. He's sitting flat footed. He's going this way. His eyes are on two. It's like, dude, you got to know. You have to. You're not pedaling out of there quickly. So I know you're trying to read two. You might even be bracketing this a little bit. He might be slightly outside. You have to drive on this. You're late.
Mhm. You're late. Let's get it out the gate. Big hit. Now you got to have a good accurate throw too. You can't throw it behind him. Give him props to 13 there.
Yeah, and then you have this, the same thing of,
Smook in the
your
house.
indicators.
I
If
see
this
you,
guy
Smook.
doesn't run, then you got to back on a swing and make a guy miss. But
Hey, we're gonna have to start giving out fines if people are late to the show too. You know, start benching people, man. You know what I'm saying?
all right, so
Yeah,
this
yeah. Let's drink a little.
is this the last clip? I think that might have been the last clip.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got thrown pretty good, but that could be a good running play, and it's official. He's be out of the way. Uh, yeah, he does have to see other keys, and this is going to be a game where. So we talked about a few things. Crowd noise is going to definitely play a part of it. It does get extremely loud in that place. I have played there at nighttime. It is a hard place to play. It is different. The places that I played that have been, I'm going to say the loudest game that I played in college, and they were close. But I think it because it was the first time that we ever played in Auburn. That was my freshman year. We actually played the first Iron Bowl in Auburn. It was nuts. I'd never heard anything like it, but it probably was a little abnormal just because it was the first time we ever had the Iron Bowl there. After that, I felt like Tennessee was the next loudest
Oh,
place that we played in on
calm
the
down,
road.
Jason.
What's going on? They kept in there. What was that? Is that someone we need to read or someone spamming us?
I think somebody is spamming us.
He need to be blocked. Well, whatever that is. I don't know how you get him. Good lord. Yeah. King of RB. Okay, thank you. We appreciate it. But anyway, so Tennessee was the next loudest place. At that time, they were one of the largest stadiums. It was built straight up, like I was saying. All the noise was trapped in there. They were loaded. They had some really good people, and it was intense. LSU was right up there, probably next. Um, Mississippi State was just annoying because of the cowbells. I don't even know how to describe that. Just 80,000 cowbells going off at the same time is just nerve wracking. One of the fun ones that was loud as well was playing in Florida at the Gators, the Gator Chomp. They were live. It was kind of cool, but it wasn't deafening. It was just this guy's back again. What the hell is going on?
No,
How do
it's the chat on the screen is late, so
oh,
um,
how do
no
you do it? How do you do that? How do you even get this thing to pop up like 18, 19 times in a
Control
row?
V enter real quick.
Please don't. Maybe we shouldn't have told him that because we're gonna
Nah, I
get a
gotta
whole
set
lot
up
of.
Nightbot again. That just means I gotta get the automatic moderator back in. Turn on spam protection again.
There's always one. Where did he come from?
Uh,
What is this? Is there anything we're gonna go buy his album or what?
Now, if anything, that would make me make sure that um, dude never gets any of my money.
This is annoying. Yeah, it is funny, Rich. But you know what? We ain't gonna make him a teakster because he's getting on our nerves. But that just I know shouldn't have told you that because it would be better if you did it with whatever he said and at least just said roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. A bunch of times. I probably would be okay with that. But this promotion of stuff is um, not cool. So uh, anyway, that's what we have today. JT, I think it's been wonderful. I think this is going to be a good game. How do you feel about it? Again, do you is this close? Is this do we blow them out? Is it lopsided one way or the other? Uh, I'm going to ask you that first, and then I got one other question. How do you feel?
It's always gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close. We're still not a very good road team.
Okay. All right.
We don't handle noise very well still. So, oh look,
I know. I was about to say, Miss Teague's in the house. Uh, Thank you, Emily, for tuning in. Hopefully, got my little grandbabies put down. And I know that someone, what's she gonna wear on Saturday? I need to figure out what kind of Christmas gift I'm gonna get her and who she roots
you
for.
know you know what she's wearing on Saturday.
Her new shirt that she's a Bama fan by marriage. That one.
Nah, I don't think that's the one that she's wearing.
Hey, put up here. Bama's gonna win by 30. Well, that's funny. Okay, so this is the last one. And maybe when we cut it, you don't have this part, so you can mark this last little part. It's really how important is this game for DeBoer himself with the fan base. He had a signature win with Georgia. We lost a couple games. People were all up in arms and all this kind of stuff. Is this one indicative for anything? Does this solidify his spot in Alabama lore if he pulls this off on the road with LSU, or does he not? I didn't see what it said, so well, I like that she said that because that means she's a defensive fan. I do thank you for that. But anyway, does this solidify DeBoer one way or the other? If he wins, is it great? Is it too dramatic if he loses? How much hate is he going to get?
I think it depends on how they lose, if they lose.
Okay. So focus on the win then. If he wins, is it, hey, this is our guy? We
No,
knew it was right.
no, no. I don't I don't think he gets that until he starts getting some playoff wins. I just I don't think our fan base is they're not going for it until there's a
Who beats Auburn? Really?
no, not even Auburn.
Yeah,
Until they hold a trophy, I don't think he's getting those flowers.
it's year one though, man.
I understand. I'm not saying that that's how I feel. I'm just saying I feel like at large, like until he wins a trophy, the fan base at large is not going to care.
It kind of sucks. I mean, I hear you, and I'm not saying I disagree. I just think it's you're coming in, you're not the same guy. You know, it takes some time for you to put all your stuff. And if it's a trophy, it's a trophy. But do you expect it the first year that you come in just because you're following this guy? And do you want that? If he wins it, I'll be hypothetical again. If he wins it this year, let's just say he ran the table and he got all the way to the national championship. I really don't remember how much they're paying him, but is he gonna, give you the not you, but Greg Byrne and everybody else the big finger and say, "Pay me, give it up. I need that. I
Absolutely,
need
I would.
everything that that you got. Give me part of the Mercedes plant."
Yeah, no,
You know?
I need me a couple dealerships. I need a house paid for.
Ooh. All right, run the table. I hear you 34-17. I don't know that it's going to be, I don't think we win it lopsided. I do think it's a struggle. I think that we start off a little bit slower. I think we have to be a little bit more aggressive on defense, meaning get some pressure on this quarterback. We just don't want him to sit back there and throw the ball. So I'm hoping I still see more four-man front. Don't let him run the ball. Shut the ball, running game down. Just control that. I know his strength is throwing the ball, but our young guys are going to have to step up, do whatever you got to do in the secondary and scheme to try to be able to, figure out their tendencies as best as possible and eliminate the explosive plays as much as possible. Win it. I don't think it's quite 9-6. I don't think that it's very high scoring either. I don't think that this is someone scoring 40 points. I don't feel that way. But if you start getting on the roll, maybe it's in the more like a 31-23 us, something like that. If we can get the ball moving, but I do feel like Milroe's going to have a good passing game um, as well. Just because we haven't been as good in the run as we need to be, unless it's Milroe's legs there. So we'll see. They've had 2 weeks to prepare, JT. Um,
Both teams.
so it's going to say a lot about. Oh, that's a great point. No penalties. No penalties. All right, man. Well, let's call it a night. We're gonna be back next week. We're gonna do this again. Was the question how far will we rank up if we win? Ooh, I don't know who plays who above us.
Oh yeah, that's a
That would have a lot to do with it. I was getting ready to say goodbye, but that is a very good question. So I don't know all the matchups, but I'm pretty sure you jump over Boise State. Oh, we already
you
over
already had a
Boise State.
Boise.
Notre Dame. Mm, I don't know who they
You might
got.
get over Notre Dame.
Upcoming schedule. They're playing Florida State,
Oh,
so
so
that's a win for them. They'll go up.
yeah. Well, no, they still might get jumped though.
BYU.
You probably only jump up over Notre Dame so long as everybody else is undefeated. Like if all the undefeated stay undefeated.
Indiana probably doesn't lose. I don't know who Tennessee plays. They play Georgia. Do they play Georgia?
No, Ole Miss in Georgia.
Well, I'm taking
They have
Georgia.
to play Georgia later, I think. But let me see.
Penn State could easily lose again.
Tennessee has Mississippi State,
They win. Texas
and then
don't
they
lose.
got Georgia the week after.
Miami got Georgia Tech. They don't lose. Yeah, I don't know that we. Maybe one spot. That's my answer. Maybe one. Next year.
Rich is asking, is it better for UGA to win? No. We need another loss by Texas and Georgia in order to get to the top
because
of the
we need to
conference.
get in the SEC championship.
Right. You're trying to get back into the conference race. And if neither one of those two teams lose, you don't have a shot.
I don't see Texas losing any more games. That don't mean we still can't get there. But you need Georgia. Well, you need Texas A&M
and Tennessee.
Good Lord. I mean, it's.
But Georgia and Tennessee, they do play each other. So one of them is going to lose another game. I guess you don't actually need Texas to lose. You just need to be in a tie for second.
Right.
Which really means you need Tennessee to lose. Like we need Georgia to lose this week, but then we need Georgia to beat Tennessee
because we'll have a tie break.
Yes, then at least you put yourself in a 3-way tie. Because Tennessee beat us, but we beat Georgia, and then Georgia beat Tennessee, and then you got that whole thing.
I don't know how that would work. I was assuming.
I just read an article, but there were too many words, so I skimmed the article.
So you didn't read it?
Well, I got down to the tie breaks, and I was like, it doesn't matter. None of this is going to happen. Right now, we're in the playoff if we just win. So I was like, forget it.
Okay. All right. Appreciate everybody for coming hanging out with us for a little bit. Man, it's been a great evening. It's a fabulous Wednesday, and we just love everything that you guys do and come hanging out with us for a little bit. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the interaction. Y'all hit me up on social media, man. X, Facebook. I don't reply a whole lot on Facebook. I apologize for that, but I do engage in Instagram and X the most. So come check me out there. JT, don't do the social media stuff. You got to find him on Reddit, but he's anonymous.
No, you can't find me there either.
He's anonymous or whatever they do on Reddit, so you don't even know who he is, but he's in there somewhere.
You can find me in the YouTube comments. There you go.
There you go. And I do apologize for someone if he's back in the chat. We got a bad remark, JT, or not a bad remark. It was like, hey, you guys were talking too much. I wanted you to get to the film first. I don't know if you saw that. You talked 20 minutes before you actually got to the stuff. Hey, man, that's what we do. We're talking about the stuff. So thank y'all for hanging out. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to tell JT to go ahead and play that theme music so we can get up out of here so we can have this official 30-second countdown. Go ahead and put on my little jingle, man, that you got for me. Thank you to Blackfire Pub. Thank you to all the sponsors that we have. Tide in Texas, On 3. Thank you to everybody who comes to support. You know where we're going to be next week? We're going to be right here on YouTube, 8:15 p.m. Central Time on both channels, Bama Standard and Teague State. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys.